We're shutting down water usually on the street because this is heavy-duty valve from a county, and this one shouldn't leak at any point. The valves in a house, sometimes they leaks, what it means they're not holding pressure, not holding water, so this is not the safest way. This is the best option always, or at least maybe even close shut off both of them. We're using this tool. It helps us to not get really dirty, because usually close to meters it's pretty dirty. So this is this valve that we turning off, and after replacement will be done, we're gonna have this back on again for testing. Alright, so this is step A. Make sure that there's no any pressure in pipes. We doing project upstairs. What it means, there's quite a bit of water to drain from the pipes, so what we doing, we opening valves on the main floor. If we working on the main floor, we opening valve that is outside, for the outside hose to release the pressure, which is this one. I'm actually going to do it also right now, because this is the lowest point in the house. We always making sure that we will open water line at the lowest level possible. This way there will be no more pressure. As you can see, there's no more water going. This is for cold water. We still have hot water, so we will open valves in a downstairs. Okay, so this is our project for today. We have this old valve manufacturer. I'm not sure who was the manufacturer of this one, but we have to replace this valve and also relocate it, because we enlarged the shower a little bit, so we always want to make sure that the valve and of course shower head lining, if possible lining with a drain for just optical point, and make sure that it's centered, nicely centered with a shower floor in the middle of the wall where it's located. So we have Delta set that includes of course shower head, it includes faucet, and of course main valve. Well, in this project it's kind of unusual, but we going to put also faucet for the special request of the homeowner about that high here, just in case they might need it sometime. So in the showers usually we just have a valve and a shower head, and this is what you can get in a local store. All you asking is kit for the shower. Kit for the tub will have faucet. Probably will be a little bit more expensive, but in this case we're going to replace the valve and also add another line to the faucet. So it's basically entire setup in this case. Okay, tools that we will use in this case will be MAP propane, designed to copper connections that we will be working on later. Of course, tool to cut the copper, tools to clean the copper, because this is very important, doing any joints to perfectly clean the copper. We're also gonna use this solder paste that actually will clean and prepare the surface of the copper to making our joints. Level is also very important. Some another tool to really difficult to reach pipes. It makes cutting easier. Brush to applying this paste. Of course pencil, some additional pipes, copper half-inch pipes, because we're working with a half-inch valve. In this case, what I will start, of course, I'm going to start on making sure that the water is shut off. I'm opening valve. Okay, so pressure was released, and hot and cold water, make sure that it goes lower. We're going to cut these pipes here. What I will do, I will grab level. It's good to have these pipes cut the same height because it makes later cutting and installation a little bit easier. Okay. Okay, so in this case we have this valve. I mark center line here. This is center of our wall. We have to have this one going somewhere here. What it means that we have to run this line around so it will get on this side. You will see how I will do it later. So I'm going to cut this one here, and this one will be cut in here. This we will reuse it. So this is how we go. I'm cutting this. I'm using this tool. There's a special tool for copper. This one out. This height, this is the height that we're going to have the valve installed, so I'm not replacing this. Basically I'm going to just extend this pipe going to the valve. So I'm cutting this one here. And now here's another letter because we have to run this differently. Okay, so the valve is gone. No water getting out. This is because we did everything possible to not have water sitting still in the valve or in this pipe, but this is where water usually sits. If you don't release the pressure, this water from this pipe will get to the floor. Well, it's not, of course, recommended. So the valve will be in this height. Always make sure that the valve holds in the walls the way it's supposed to. Most of the valves has to be screwed into the blocks. I have this block already prepared. For different valves, there's a different depth of valve to be installed. You have to read manuals to make sure where finish wall is supposed to end. For the delta, because we're working with delta, if you're working with the 2x4 studs, basically adding a block that is 1.5 inches thick on the back gives us perfect depth. And of course valves will have some adjustment later with the trim, so there's some tolerance how deep and or how far it's supposed to go. For delta, basically almost always putting 1.5 inches block on the back is just perfect. So this block will be attached here as well. We already have this one attached. Here is going to be a pipe going down for the faucet, which also has to be holding here, so it's not flying, so the faucet is not loose, holds the way it's supposed to hold. So blocks are very important. Sometimes you can see plumbers just leaving the valve flying. Later it's impossible to make it hold in place after tile work is done. So this is very important to prep everything behind the wall, because once the boards will be on a wall and the tiles will be in place, it will be difficult. Okay, do it. Okay, the way I'm working with because of course we have to cut the pipes to a certain length, and having these pipes on the wall might be sometimes difficult to measure exactly how long we have to cut additional pipes. We want to make sure always which side goes to the shower head, which one goes to the faucet eventually, and of course hot and cold water. In a cases where we don't have a faucet attached, we have to cap it. This pipe here, basically, so there's no water going. We can cap it with a copper piece with this cap that we will put together. Just make sure that there's no any flow. But what I'm doing, I already have this lines marked to the center, so I'm always screwing the valve first, so it's in place. This is how I'm later measuring fittings and pipes. Yes, this is where the valve's gonna be. And from this point, I'll be measuring copper joints. Pipe's supposed to go about 1/2 inch inside this fitting, and then about 1/2 inch to each either elbow or connector for good holding. So basically, I will measure here. Later, I'll measure this distance here. I will attach 2 elbows. We'll figure out this length. So this is something that you have to play with, but having a valve in here definitely helps. Okay.